And now it's time for your headlines in a flash. America! The Supreme Court heard a case this week, on Tuesday. They're trying to figure out how and if and when they're going to deal with marriage equality on the national level. So the case, set off this week. Now, here's the thing. So, there's always all these folks in front of the Supreme Court, people who are for gay marriage, people who are against gay marriage, and they're yelling at each other, rawr, rawr, rawr. But that's not really, that doesn't have much sway on the court. I mean, the court is good at sort of insulating themselves from public opinion. But in this situation, maybe not so much, right? So just a couple years ago, or last year, they struck down DOMA, which was the Defense of Marriage Act, which was sort of the legal protection for marriage. Now that has been struck down, eons, 37 states and the District of Columbia now have same-sex marriage. Same-sex couples can be married. So now the Supreme Court has to answer two questions. Question number one is, do all states have to provide, marriage licenses to gay folks? And question number two is, okay, so if they're not going to allow marriage, do they have to accept the marriage licenses from other states? So this has been quite a conundrum. And the conservative right has done everything in their power to sort of push back and fight back against this. Well, here is the headline. Here is the reality. America. The conservative right has lost this fight. Fight is over. Game is done. So now they're running to the courts to try to save themselves. But where the courts are, and after the DOMA decision, we see very clearly where the courts are headed. The courts are headed in a direction that says equal protection under the law means that a gay couple should get the same protections that a straight couple gets. So in the line of questioning, now the key justice here for folks to understand is Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is seen as a swing vote on the court. He was considered a swing vote when they struck down DOMA. And now even he himself is trying to deal with all this. He was quoted in oral arguments as saying, the definition has been with us for millennia. It is very difficult for the court to say, oh, well, we know better. So he's saying now the courts can't really know better, but this is going to be a really, really interesting thing to watch. The good news here is that progress has already been made in 37 states. Right? So this court case, in my opinion, now I'm not a legal scholar and I'm not a Supreme Court justice, but I think it can only open up freedoms. It could only say either one, gay marriage is the land of the law, or two, it can say, you know what, you can get married in 37 states, but all 50 states, because of the Equal Protection Clause in our Constitution, has to recognize your marriage license in their state, whether they agree with it or not. Battle of our time. Conservatives, I got to tell you, America, they're wrong on this, and they've lost the battle. They have. The battle is over. Game is done.